Alright, you guys, welcome back. It's me, Melissa, in the Ranting Shop, talking to you guys about Put a Ring on It, Season 3, Episode 6, Family Matters, Part 1. And in this particular episode, we are gonna basically resume from where we left off, which is with Charlena and with Otis, and Charlena feeling disrespected by Otis and not being able to get over the fact that he hid something from her that she felt like she deserved to know as his girlfriend. She felt like she deserved the respect of being told this information prior to this group session where everybody's hearing this thing that she was not privy to. And so she's like, I'm done feeling disrespected, and she just seems very over it right now, and I don't blame her for it. And then we have them directing the conversation to Shay and Alfonso. Shay is referring to the whole scenario as if the date was the one that wanted to fight her, when in actuality she's the one that was being more so verbally aggressive towards the date. So if the date's reaction is to want to punch you, I kind of don't even blame the date that much, because she was being provoked. And then she called herself a spouse. Now, when we use the term spouse, that is typically reserved for married people that already have rings on their fingers and have been married. According to what Shay told Dr. Nicole, they are not married yet. Okay, the marriage ceremony that they did have, it wasn't valid because the officiate wasn't present or wasn't the correct officiate. So for her to call herself a spouse is kind of pushing it, because, and I so agree with Dr. Nicole, she kind of put Shay in her place and told her that essentially when you put that title on yourself, you expect certain things that go with that title. Like a wife expects something different to what a girlfriend expects. And by kind of pushing it forward and making herself a spouse, she's kind of expecting things from Alfonso that probably is kind of premature. That's essentially what Dr. Nicole is trying to tell her. And she was quite combative with Dr. Nicole, like, that's my reality, but it's not your reality because it's not real, because you're not married to him, so therefore he cannot be your spouse. It's that simple. And that's where you get a little bit of delusion from Shay, because she's acting as if they already married and they're not. So as she is responding and talking about her feelings and emotions, again, Alfonso uses laughter as kind of a protection mechanism. It's like it's a way to hide what he truly wants to see. So instead of saying what his real opinion is, he simply laughs, and it irritates Shay because Shay feels that she's been taken as a joke. And as far as we, the audience, see it, Shay, you are a joke. I'm sorry to say, but Shay, you are a joke. This man wasn't giving you what you wanted. Instead of leaving for good, you went back. So yes, you are a joke, and I do understand why he's laughing, because he sees you as a funny person, because you are funny. You try and make it seem like, okay, it's either this or nothing, but we don't believe you, Shay. We don't believe you at all. Anyways, moving on to Kenneth and Shorty. Again, they asked Kenneth if he would like to go on a second date with the person. No surprise to us, he says no. Kenneth doesn't look like he's interested in any of the women they put him on dates with. And I think it annoys Shorty, because Shorty feels like he's not taking the process seriously, and he feels like there is still a chance with him and Shorty. However, I feel like Shorty has checked out and she wants him to check out too, and he's just slow to check out. And I understand how frustrating that can be for somebody that is done with a relationship and that wants the other person to be done too, but the person doesn't want to be done. Shay, of course, and her boyfriend Alfonso decide not to go on dates with the previous people. And of course they wouldn't, because that's an uncomfortable situation to put them both back in. Remember, Shay fought or wanted to fight with that other lady. So imagine him choosing her again, that's gonna be some drama. And imagine the other man wanting to go on another date with Shay, seeing how unladylike she is. So of course I'm not surprised. Anyway, Shalina gets the keys and speeds off. So Otis's dad was basically just telling him some common sense things, which is essentially that you cannot just assume that she knows you're listening to her. You cannot listen and act as if like you don't listen, or she doesn't even know if you're listening or not. It's just weird to me, the comment he made about, oh, she doesn't even realize when I'm listening. That's where you communicate that to her. Like, these people's relationship is so childish. This tit for tat thing is so just irritating to even have to go back to watch, to look at. It's just annoying at this point. We go into Kenneth and Shorty's situation, and Shorty is standing 10 toes deep on what she said at the group session, which is essentially that she feels as if Kenneth likes women that are way above his league. Okay? And that's essentially what she's saying. Shorty feels like the defensiveness that she gets from Kenny is because he knows that she's above his league, and I guess her telling him these things kind of brings out his insecurities, and it like kind of magnifies the fact that she's not where he wants him to be in his life. And according to him, he sounds like he's just fine where he is, but I don't think he is where Shorty wants him to be, and that's the biggest difference, I guess, in their relationship. Shorty saying the fact that he keeps bringing up, okay, well, if I'm so bad, why are you still with me? For that's a valid point for Kenneth. Like, if you're complaining so much about me, why haven't you left yet? She's mentioned that it's more so that she can't leave because of other issues, but he's making it seem as if she's choosing to stay with him from of her own free will, and she's free to go if she wants to go, but she chooses to be with me. She admits that she is a dummy for still wanting to be with Kenneth, or still there with Kenneth, and I agree, you do look kind of silly, but you know, it's kind of like, who knows why she can't just leave. So Kenneth and Shorty go out on a date. Is it just me, or does Shorty just look disgusted over Kenneth? She really, in my opinion, is truly over this relationship. Not her trying to block this man from kissing her. At the end of the day, I just feel like Shorty should just be honest with this man and tell him she doesn't want him, period. Because watching this is excruciating. The fact that she does everything except tell him she doesn't want him anymore. And I understand that it might be because of fear of his reaction, but this beating around the bush is getting old just to watch in general. It just sounds like, to me, Shorty wants Kenneth to just be the one to leave the relationship, because it would just be easier for her to have to deal with, as opposed to her leaving. Because we see what he's done when she's left before, and she doesn't want to put herself in that situation again. Because I feel like at this point she knows that it's not cute like her friends were making it seem like it was. So I feel like essentially she just wants him to leave. When he stands up for himself, it's like she's turned on by it, but she also, because she's the main breadwinner, in my opinion, she feels like, how dare you speak to me like that, you know? So it's just a weird dynamic. I don't think that's the man she wants, and I think she should move on. I see Kenneth now has this new YouTube channel where he's posting seemingly old clips about him and Shorty, as if to say that they're still together, and some people are eating it up, not realizing that those videos or clips that he's posting is from a while ago. If you guys know, even now, Shorty's hair is long. Shorty's hair is at least shoulder length. And on the videos that he keeps posting, Shorty's hair is fairly short. So I need people to make educated guesses when it comes to certain things, and not always assume that because somebody posts something today, it means that person is still together with somebody else. Don't act as if like people don't post pictures and videos from years ago now. That doesn't mean the stuff is happening now. And I need people to really think beyond the box. Stop putting yourselves in mental boxes and think beyond and use your common sense. I personally don't know why he's posting things of Shorty, because I do not think that they're still together, especially not based on what Shorty's been posting on social media about wanting to leave him multiple times. Because to me, in my opinion, there's no way you post videos, well, you post messages on Instagram talking about how much you've tried to leave somebody but still be in a relationship with that same person. That's crazy to me. So I do not think that they're still together. So I think it's very weird what Kenneth is doing. As for Charlena and her man Otis, she's really not buying the whole thing of him apologizing. She's really essentially giving him the silent treatment. She wants nothing to do with him, doesn't want to hear anything from him. And I think the reason why his apologies are not working is because she doesn't think it's very sincere. Perhaps he's messed up in the past and he's apologized and she just accepted it, but now she's coming to realize that an apology is simply not enough. There needs to be changed behavior. There needs to be something different that needs to take place for her to actually believe that she can trust him. I think the issue here at this point is trust. Can we talk about Charlena's childish date? I mean, that's not somebody Charlena will ever take seriously. I don't think any serious woman would take that man seriously. He just seems like he's still out here playing the field. He's still out here doing what he does. I don't think he doesn't give me the vibe that he wants to settle down or take anything seriously. Talking about he's been with a woman with a boyfriend before and it's been fun. I mean, okay, but will any woman take you seriously when you make a comment like that? No, especially not her. And I think the initial impression of him is like he's a football jock, and people normally assume that football jocks tend to not be the brightest person, so they kind of like kiki about that, and he actually gets a little bit offended by it because he's like, so you just assume it's because of football that I ended up in Stanford. But Stanford is a pretty good Ivy League school, so that's pretty impressive. But just based on his presentation, Charlena is not interested in that man. She just wants to forget about Otis and the whole situation with Milan and stuff like that. There's literally no fun trouble. Trouble has negative connotations for a reason. It's because it's not something that ends good or ends well. So I don't know. I just feel like Charlena is just wanting to get her mind off people at this point. So she's willing to accept any distraction. So Charlena and Otis meet up, and it doesn't really seem as if anything got resolved this entire episode. It seems like they're at the very same place that they started, which is basically little to no communication or very weird communication, because initially they came there to talk about the issue, but for some reason Otis decided that he did not want to talk about the issue, which is why he came there, and I'm pretty sure he knew that that was the intention, and he just felt the need to dismiss the conversation for some reason, which irritated me a whole lot. And so then Charlena was like, well, if you're gonna end it there, then we should end the whole situation here, which I agree, because if you don't agree to press forward and to talk about what has been the issue in the relationship, what's even the problem in continuing the relationship if that issue hasn't been resolved? So he wants to play petty games, he will win petty prizes. So for some reason, Otis wants to blame Charlena and make it her fault that he decided to keep the secret. Basically saying to Charlena that because you don't take, assuming that because she doesn't take news like that well, he'd keep it to himself. Is he okay? Is he all right? Because to me, that makes no sense. You're in a relationship and you want to keep secrets because you feel like if you tell it to your spouse, she's gonna respond in a negative way. How do you think she's gonna respond if you keep that a secret and she finds out? The logic of Otis, I just don't know where he gets his stuff from. Let's switch over to our final couple, Alfonso and Shay, and see what's going on over there. So Charlena invites her aunt and somebody else there, I'm not sure who that other person is, to essentially discuss the fact that she's having issues with Alfonso in regards to her not feeling accepted in Alfonso's family. And the fact that he hasn't really done anything to solve the issue at all. Almost making it seem like I can't control my mom can do whatever she wants. But somebody made a very good point, and I need to just say it here now. Somebody said, what if she was the side woman when Alfonso was with the baby mother? Maybe that's why his mom doesn't really like she and doesn't really want to form a relationship with she. Maybe that makes a lot of sense to me. Now, I'm not saying that's what the situation is, but it makes a lot of sense to me. Let me know what you guys think about that possibility. So essentially, her aunt told her some really good advice. I'm surprised she didn't quote a scripture or anything like that, but she essentially said you gotta figure out what you want to accept, what you want for yourself. If you want misery for yourself, misery is what you will get. If you want peace for yourself, peace is what you will get, but you cannot keep yourself in misery and say you want peace. There needs to be an action that comes with that request. You know what I'm saying? So it seems as if she kind of even loves the suffering of it all. And I don't think that she has really learned from her first incident with the date where she almost got hit with a plate. Because later on in the season, we are going to see get into an altercation with another date that Alfonso is going to have. And this one looks like it's gonna be really messy. So I do not think she has really learned. I still feel like she's holding on to this man and holding on to this situation for dear life for reasons that I just simply have no idea of. People are saying that he affords her a certain lifestyle and she doesn't want to just up and leave that lifestyle. But if you're gonna sell your soul for a particular lifestyle, then what are you even doing on this show? You're coming on this show in vain, because at the end of the day your decision is gonna be that you're gonna no matter what, you're gonna stay. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, the whole point of the show was in vain, absolutely in vain. The only purpose was for us to see how foolish she actually was. But other than that, it served no purpose, because people are saying allegedly they're still together. If that is truly the case, I wish her the best, but I'm just highly skeptical. Previews for the next episode. So the women are talking and Charlena is saying that they're at the bottom of their situation, literally meaning that they're at rock bottom, ready to say goodbye to each other. But do I think that they're really gonna say goodbye to each other? I don't know. I don't really think they're done with each other yet. So we see Shorty go out on another date with the guy she went out with last time. You guys notice that I never remember the date's name. I just don't remember it. But the light-skinned guy, and she thinks the tattoo on his neck is sexy. And then we see Kenneth talking to somebody about what Shorty might think of him. So I guess the person is Kenneth's friend. The friend feels as if Kenneth is being played like a puppet. Now she and her man are having the same argument about him not stepping up about a situation she's told him about that's been bothering her for years, and he's repeatedly doing nothing to solve it. If that doesn't tell you that that man is not as confident as he appears to be, not as strong as he appears to be, I don't know what is. You've been begging this man to bridge the gap between you and his family. He refuses to do it, and for some reason you keep forcing him. Leave. You keep saying, I'm gonna leave, this is the last try, and you're still there. We don't believe you. Okay? Anyways, you guys, let me know what you think about this episode. Sorry for the late upload. It's because I've been out today, so that's why. But let me know what you think. Like, subscribe, and see you guys next time. And give me your predictions for who you think are still together and who you think have decided to depart in the comment section. Bye.